Hey everyone, welcome to your timeless bonus reading. And in this reading, we're going to be looking at what is your next 6-month adventure going to look like. Now, it is a general reading, of course, so it's going to be more of a high-level view just to give you an idea of what's coming your way over the next 6 months. Regardless of when you come across this reading is timeless. If you want more specific information for your life, then I do provide personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. I also provide to the general public on YouTube my monthly by zodiac sign readings. I also do weekly by zodiac element readings as well. So if you're interested in any of those, there are playlist links at the end of this video, so you can check those out. But for this reading, it is a pick a card, so you have 3 options. The first one is going to be a green hot air balloon. Number 2 is the blue hot air balloon, and number 3 will be the red hot air balloon. I'm going to start with the green hot air balloon now. If you want to jump to one of the others, then the timestamps are in the description box below. So let's jump right in. All right, my Sagittarians, if you chose reading number 1, which is the green hot air balloon, then this is the reading for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. That's going to represent your first month, what the Creator wants you to know about the first month anyway. And it's related to the energies and the experiences that you're bringing in from the past, either previously or what you've been carrying for a while, and what the Creator is going to do with that, or what they want you to know that you're going to do with that during this month. So that'll be the first month of your 6-month journey. We'll give these a good shuffle. All right, Creator, what do you want our Sagittarians to know about their first month, please? There you go. Excuse me. So you've got intention, and you've got number 22, and definitely you have your wise owl with the dream, the little wish dandelion seedling in its mouth, ready to hatch its dreams, and it's thinking big intentions there. So this is going to be a focus this month on what your intentions are, where are you investing your energy? Because whatever you're intending, whatever your focus is on, is what is growing in your life. And so this is a big awareness around where you are investing your energies, and you'll realize that a couple of ways. One is that you're going to see these beautiful things unfolding that you've wanted. You're like, okay, I've been focusing on my dreams, like the little dandelion that you blew. Like, I've been putting out my dreams and focusing on them, and now I'm seeing things start to come to fruition. Or you've been focusing on what you don't have in your life, and on the chaos and the negativity and the things that are surrounding you, and you're investing in the energies of, focusing on what shouldn't be happening, what, all that kind of energy that is not for you. It's more toxic for you. And you're seeing that grow. And so when you realize, it's like that old tale they have about that within each person, there's either a white wolf or a dark wolf. And, when asked, well, they're battling, which one wins? It's like whichever one you feed. So whatever we feed is what grows. And I really feel that's a huge piece that comes in with that. This is master number 22 as well, which has some great power behind it. Excuse me. So it talks about deliberate, clear intentions have the power to change your world. Your objectives will be fulfilled at this time. So inspired intentions are like magic arrows shot into the sky. The universe is bringing you a gift, showing you that you're hitting your mark. Recognize that you're not the one who has to do all of the work, however. Others help you co-create reality. You connect to the power of your intention, sending it out into the field, then allow for synchronicity to work its magic. Perhaps the good intentions of others will inspire you to send out beautiful ones of your own. Own the life you want to lead and live deliberately with clarity and detachment. So yeah, definitely, you don't have to do all the work. You don't have to be the one that incubates the giant egg. You get to go fly. You get to enjoy life as well. But you get to put the intentions. You're the one that puts the wish forward, the intentions forward for growth. Not limiting how the universe is going to bring that to you, how the Creator is going to bring those answers to you, but by being open to it, you just know where you want to head to and where you want to head toward, and allow those things to open. Pay attention, be wise like the owl, and be always watchful, always listening intently with the super hearing of an owl, looking at the eyes that see through darkness anyway, and allow those things to be shown to you. We're also going to get some clarification on here through these Light Seers deck, and we'll see what else the Creator wants you to know about your intentions. I just for some reason saw this picture of a chicken sitting on a crocodile egg instead of a chicken egg, and it's like being aware of what you are incubating and growing is very important. Right, Creator, what else do you want them to know about their month here? Okay, what else? Yeah, the crocodile hatches and bites the chicken on the butt. Oh my goodness. So this one and then that one. Okay. Anything else? Right. Sometimes the images I get are very hilarious, and I love it. Yeah, we've got the Three of Cups here. And this can represent, support, external, information, usually, community. But for me, it's a special indicator with me from Spirit about our spiritual assistance. We have this large host of individuals on the other side that want to support us in our journey, in our path. And the with these Three of Cups, like you have all the orbs there, and even this, it just represents your, you've got your guardian angels and spirit guides and loved ones on the other side who lived here and are now gone to the other side, your ancestors, the Creator, Spirit, Holy Spirit, whatever your faith is. There's this large host of beings of unconditional love and light that want to be with us, and they are with us every step of our way on our journey here. And we even, before we come down here, we set up when we're going to be born, when our death scene is for our human character, where we make a dramatic exit, but we continue on as the actor behind the character onto new adventures. But we have all these events that we want to have unfold throughout our lives, and they are always working on those and making sure those events that we wanted to happen have happened for our greatest experience here. Our intentions, how that influences all those events, is that outside of these events, we do have little activities that happen as well. We always have our free will here while we're here, and so when events come, we, by our intentions, by our choice, our free will, we determine, are we going to react to it with extreme fear or extreme unconditional love, or somewhere in between. And we're the ones that control that happen. It's like this giant improv play where we have all these themes of things we're going to act out, but how extreme we act it out is totally up to us. What tint do we put to that situation is up to us. We're going to make it a serious drama. We're going to make it a joke or, comedy, or is it going to be a horror movie? What are we going to make it, with that theme that we're given in that moment? And then, with all the support we have on the other side, they will not mess with our free will at all during this time. They'll only do what we agreed to do before we came down here. But because of our free will, we also have the ability to connect to them outside of that time frame, which is amazing that we're not left on our own down here, but that they're ever waiting for us just to reach out. So daily, just as soon as I can remember, I try to ask, the Creator and all that, huge group of beings of unconditional love and light, please bring me the messages that will be for my highest, experience here today. Bring me those experiences that will allow me to have the highest vibration of love that I can here today. And they do. They bring answers. They bring energy. You feel the love. You can almost hear them cheering us on. We love you. We love you. We love you. It's this wonderful thing. So just know that during all this, that they are listening to our intentions as well, and they will help act out our intentions. That's our will, expressing itself. And they're like, okay, that's what they want. I want to feel more lack. Okay, let's bring more lack into their life because that's what they're focusing on. And it's like, wait. Right? So 6 of Wands, this is so wonderful too, because usually this means like you're going to get recognition, you're going to be seen. But for this reading, specifically because of the just the story that's unfolding around all this, is see all these hands in the audience that are clapping. Those are your host of beings of support that are cheering you on, just like I was. And then the Creator, is putting the spotlight on you, allowing you to feel and witness and feel the excitement of being seen. You are known. Every, as the Christian Bible says, every hair on your head is numbered. There's a old hymn about that, the Creator's eyes on the sparrow, and if it cares about the sparrow, oh my God, how much more does it care about you and your life and how it's unfolding? So just know that you are seen, you're not forgotten. And there's a lot on your mind during this time too. You have all these worries that are keeping you up at night. Literally could be nightmares, insomnia, all this stuff that's just, making your mind just spin out of control. The swords, are all about your thoughts and your beliefs, your attitudes, just about life, your mindsets. And so, but there's a beautiful being of light, a winged being of light that's coming in and bringing you new thoughts, new inspiration. And so during this time of your tensions, it's really having you focus on, what are my thoughts? What's filling my thoughts? Because that's what's growing. The more crows I have, these dark thoughts, the more they're growing. And it's like, yep, it's time that you can switch into what you're thinking about and what you're focusing on, because that can transform your entire experience. Yeah, love it. So you have the 4 of Swords. So all these prickly thoughts that are pricking your heart and, flowing out into your emotions. It's like, well, how do I do that? How do I change all that? And I love this because they have this heartstring that's wrapping around each one of those points. And you can kind of look at it that it's dulling the impact of those, because the fear that comes in, those dark thoughts are all about our worth and our worthlessness and our unworthiness. And when you connect to true love, which is the love of our unconditional loving beings of love and light on the other side, when you let that be the source of your celebration, right? When you let that be the source of your worth and your worthiness, then that's stable. That's unconditional. Nothing you can do to lose it. And so that's that stable, eternal, unconditional love that you can sit in and feel confident in and rest in, like this person is here in this little nest. So you can sit within all your thoughts with your foundation being love, and then that takes the sting out of all those judgmental thoughts that are coming around about who you should be, what you're supposed to be doing, what you have to do, what you need to do. All that falls softer and softer and softer. And it becomes, instead of should, it becomes could. You should do that. Well, I could do that. You regain this power of choice that you have over your life. Yeah. So you have the Four of Cups. Cups are your emotions. Here she is, looking out at these three cups that you were supposed to bring you your fulfillment, all these external things that were promised that, once you find someone who loves you and you get married and, or if you get that house or you get that car or you get that position or that job or this certain amount of money or this certain body, blah, 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 blah. It's going to make you feel whole and complete and it's so exciting. And she's like, nope, unfulfilled, disappointed, bored. It didn't bring it what you wanted. But wonderful is this Ace of Cups over here. This is the kind of like the goblet of unconditional love. It's the vessel that holds the unconditional love, the Holy Grail, the vessel that the Aquarians bring, the water bearers, they bring the living waters, and you can see rainbows and wonderful energy. And this is what this is bringing you to. So from the Four of Swords to this Four of Cups. And so, this focus on intention really, shows where you're focused in your life. And if you're focusing on all the external stuff, that is going to end up in disappointment. Focus on negativity things, like you said, all those things that bring uncomfortable emotions of fear just expand as we focus on them. Or we turn to inside to unconditional love, focus our energy on that, and that's what grows within us and flows out into our lives. So we'll move on here and look at the next 2 months that follow this. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. I'm just going to see what the Creator would like you to know about those 2 months. All right, Creator, what do you want our Sagittarians to know about the next 2 months, please? Okay, really feel like this one wants to be the one. Yeah. So you got Walk Away, number 62. I'll let you see that, and then I'll read it. It says, walk away from this situation. When we face a challenging or unhealthy situation, it can be hard to let go and move on. Sometimes we stay in the hope that someone else will change, or perhaps we're so fearful of the unknown that we remain in the safety of a known and yet toxic situation. This card validates your entitlement to leave. So definitely the walking away from those things that are no longer serving you, those things that are bringing you that toxicity instead of for you. So, moving away from these things, these bowls that no longer serve you, moving toward those things that do bring you just peace and unconditional love and joy and laughter. And, just taking it step by step, away from those things. We're also going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot, just to see what else the Creator would like you to know about these next 2 months. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Sagittarians to know about these upcoming 2 months, please? Okay. Whoa, look at that. Ooh. Spooky. It's standing up on its own in case you can't see that very well in the camera. It's just how it fell against the little mat there. Okay, those are ones there. Ooh, let's see what that is. Yep, Queen of Pentacles. So this is, Queen of Nature, Queen of Nurture, very content in the physical world, being thankful for what she does have, birthing new things. The rabbit here is about rebirth and multiple, things multiplying in your lives. And again, do you want what do you want to multiply in your life? And so focusing on that as well. So just awareness around that, but a big self-care, self-nurture, focus on what you want, and that is what like the focus is. In fact, they want me to do this and do 3 and 3. So definitely focus in on what brings you joy, what fulfills you, what do you need. You give so much to everyone else, you nurture so many other people, but you don't get that from other people. You are the only one that can give that to yourself. And so it's time for you to give yourself that spa treatment to yourself. You got the temperance here. Like I talked about this being the vessel of living waters. Here you are being an alchemist and using that, pouring that spiritual water into the earthly cup. And 1 foot on land, 1 foot on water. So this is what's bringing that to your mind and your beliefs and your thoughts, and this is bringing this to your emotions. And so you definitely, that's what this is focusing in on, is bringing that balance of the spiritual world into your physical world, bringing those living waters, that unconditional love, into your human side. You don't have to destroy your human side. Your human side is almost like, I like the strength card because it shows the lion on it, which is like our human beastly fight or flight, fear-based existence, experiencing this life like we wanted to experience, the opposites of our heaven that we come from. And then the female on it is actually our higher self that gives the lion what it's searching for, what it's hungry for, which is love. We all are here wanting love and searching, our human experiences to search and find love and to learn to trust. And so it's hungry for that. All this external love is conditional and doesn't make it feel full for long. It's that unconditional love from the Creator, and through our higher selves that we feed and give that, lion what it's looking for, which is that love, and makes it purr instead of roar and attack. It doesn't need to be tamed by a whip and a chair. It needs to be loved. You have the 4 of Pentacles, which definitely is about knowing that you have everything you need inside you. You'll have everything you need for the earth, and you have everything you need from the heavens. It's very much a very confident belief, a very confident existence in knowing that whatever comes your way, you're always going to have what you need for that moment. You got the 4 of Swords, you got the 4 of Cups, and now you have the 4 of Pentacles. So the 4 is like a table, is a very stable thing, a 2-legged table isn't very sturdy. A 3-1 is a little sturdier. A 4-1 is very sturdy. So this is very much about feeling this security, and really, because of this message here, it's about feeling confident in your self-worth. Regardless of what comes from the external world, you feel walking around in the external world, you feel confident in who you are. It says that you're leaving away and taking steps away from those things that are no longer serving you, and those toxic things. It's like you have all this energy and all this, I'm trying to think of the word's not coming to me, but let me tell you the picture I'm seeing. You're walking around, and you're like, I deserve my love. And you're just kind of like in this state of awe, and it's just all sinking in. You're just like, I am lovable just as I am. Even when I let all those things go, I get to choose me. I get to love me. And it's just an amazing transitional thing. Yep, here you go. 4 of Cups, 4 of Cups. You're realizing those external things before did not fulfill you, and you're seeing that inner love is what is fulfilling you. All right. You have the Seven of Swords, and this is such a good card to come up with all this too, because swords are all your minds, your thoughts, your beliefs, and you have all these, and you're learning and looking into them, and then you have people on the outside telling you, well, here's more thoughts and beliefs that you should have. You know, you need to do these too, and you're like, what? I should take those on as well? And you're like, nope, you don't have to. Carry what you have with you. You don't need to take on anyone else's beliefs and thoughts and suggestions or whatever. You get to look within you and choose those things for you that resonate with you. And as you even revisit these ones that you're holding, you're going to let some of those go, because you're realizing that those were given to you, and someone said, here, carry this, and you're like, well, okay. And someone's all, carry this, and you're like, oh, okay. It's all these thoughts and beliefs. Well, this is who you should be. Oh, okay, that's who I should be. This is what you should do with your life. Oh, okay, that's what I should do with my life. And you've taken on those opinions as your truth. Now you're questioning your truth, your small t truth, to discover your capital T truth, which is your higher self. And you're allowing to go, nope, that's not true. I'm giving that, so I'm throwing that sword in the recycle bin. The sword recycle bin. Yeah, because you've had enough. Look at all the wands that you're carrying, all this energy that you're carrying from other people that you get to let go. You're ready. The 10 is, an ending and ready for a new beginning. So you've done, you've carried that weight for so long, all that energy of others for so long, and you're able to release it during this time and walk away from it. Yeah, here you go, the High Priestess. This is your power. You're able to, with the High Priestess, she's the one that goes into the unconscious, into the subconscious. It's your intuition, your gut. It's she's the one that connects to the spiritual world, So it's really about taking the time. And you may still hang around with people. You're just going to be less social during these 2 months, because you're letting connections go, and you're spending time with you, because you're really starting to love you, where you're like, you know what? I don't want to cheat on myself with other people. I want to spend some one-on-one time with me. I'm the best friend I could ever have, because no one will ever know me like I know myself. And I love me, and it's spending that time alone. You're not being arrogant. Arrogance is, I'm better than everyone else. Confidence is, I love me, so there's a difference there. We're going to look at the next 2 months that comes after this. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Energy Oracle. And we will see what the Creator wants you to know about these next 2 months. But I am loving this for you. Getting to know you. And loving you, not the, judging yourself and crucifying yourself, but, being like that Strength card, where it's embracing that lion of you and lying down with the lion, and just love. And that's tames that lion within you, so it doesn't try hunting and stalking you. You're just openly giving it the love that it's searching for. All right, Creator, what do you want them to know about the next 2 months, please, our Sagittarians? Okay. We got number 12, the Temple Path. Isn't that beautiful there? And let's see what message comes with this for you. It says, spiritual purpose and support, like we talked about, right? So spiritual purpose, spiritual support. Receiving this card represents your own spiritual evolution. The winding path you are on leads to a blessed temple and a lovely garden, symbolizing the spiritual destiny your soul has had in mind for this lifetime. This card upright is here to tell you that what you're going through now is all part of your soul's process. You're on your karmic path and headed in the right direction, and the choices you make now, with intentions, right, are important for your personal growth and life lessons. The lights around the temple represent the spiritual world, just a lot like the, the lights here, right? from the celebration with your spiritual guides and everyone else there. So the lights around the temple represent the spiritual world, your family members, your friends, your angels, your guides, all the loving spirit helpers who long to assist you. Call upon them and be open to their wisdom and inspiration. This is a wonderful, life-expanding time, so keep in mind your personal priorities as well as your spiritual connection. Following the higher intentions will help you move your life forward in dramatic ways, and connecting with spirit and your higher self will have a wonderful influence on all that you experience. You just can't make that up, right? Totally about intention, right? Intention, your higher intentions, your spiritual support, your spiritual journey. So yeah, what a culmination is definitely moving in that direction there. And then we're gonna pull some more everyday tarot here and just look at what else the Creator wants you to know about these next 2 months. All right, Creator, what else would you like them to know about these next 2 months, please? Okay, I feel like this bottom card and that one too. What else, please? Okay. All right, and final pass. Anything else, please? Okay. All right, so we'll look at the ones that made themselves known here. And these make so much sense here. You've got your 7 of Pentacles and your 8 of Pentacles. And so the 7 of Pentacles is about you've been doing the work, you're looking at what's growing, and you're like, come on, grow faster. It's, it's a little bit of impatience, but it's just a message of everything's unfolding as it will. You plant seeds, they grow. It takes time for things to happen. So, just go with the flow. Everything is perfect. 8 of Pentacles is, just keep doing the work. You're having so much productivity and so much success that's happening. Just keep your head down, as they say, and I think it's like Zen Buddhism, it's cut wood, carry water. Do those daily things. Just focus on what's the next step, what's the next step, what's the next step. Don't look at like, I've got to get to there tomorrow. It's like, no, just take each step in the moment. Just focus on what's next, what's next, what's next. This Ace of Wands is, does for me represent spiritual energy. So this is, bringing in this new excitement, this new flow of energy, and definitely makes total sense with you connecting to the other side and releasing and walking away from all those things that are holding you constricted and holding you back, those toxic things. You just have this new energy that's coming in. That's, it's like, you're a little kid again. You're just waking up with passion in the morning, ready to get up and ready to, I can't wait to what happens today, instead of going, I'm awake, I wish I could go back to sleep, So it's a whole new change of approach in your life there. 9 of Cups, total emotional fulfillment, feeling so blessed, feeling so grateful, having so much gratitude and thankfulness there. It's almost kind of like a wish fulfilled type of, feeling that you have there. And that comes with this judgment. You're rising from the dead. It's like I was talking about just a moment ago. You almost feel like you're in a coffin, like I'm not living, I'm just existing, I'm just laying here. But this newfound connection to your higher realm is like a big alarm, a big call, a big horn here going dun, da, 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 and you're rising from the dead, especially with this Ace of Wands happening here. And that's what gives you this, this passion, this feeling of gratefulness and gratitude because of all these amazing things that are coming your way. and you continue to let go of the things that no longer serve you. And you do have some reflection back when kind of feel like when things are going so well, you're waiting for the other foot to drop. And this is where you came from. You know, all these swords that are stabbed in your back are all these thoughts and beliefs that were the things that you're walking away from and things that you're letting go. This person isn't dead. They're just exhausted. They're like, I've had enough. And again, it's a 10, which is an ending to a new beginning. And they're looking towards the sun as it's rising. So, you know, you're walking away during these times. You continue to walk away through more things because it's interesting. Our human minds want to feel safe, and so we'll start letting things go, and then we see the results. We let some more things go. We see more results. We let more things go, bigger results. And so this month really is like you let go of things here. You know, okay, that's no longer serving me. But you get to the stuff that you have attachment to. That stuff you let go of during these 2 months because the attachment was too great, where you needed to see how things unfold. Is this letting go and walking away from things really worth it? And you're like, hell yeah. And so you really start to let go a lot of that. Yep, and this is the Four of Swords. So, you know, definitely resting your mind, letting a lot, your mind becomes very rested because of all these things that you're letting go here, which is so perfect because, you know, you really are ready for some rest and for some sleep because in the beginning here, you're having these restless nights, all this swords stuff on your mind. So you definitely are in a more restful place, getting more sleep, getting more mental rest, even just if you're not getting more, you know, sleeping longer or anything like that, your mind still feels much more rested. Yeah, and here you go, you got the King of Cups. So this represents, for me, just the Christ energy, the unconditional love, all this emotion. You know, it's the master of the of the emotions. And for me, you know, it does represent the perfect love. And that's what you find here with, you know, connecting to this, you know, this cup here, your inner higher self, connecting to the Creator, and for all that community, that support group, that group of best friends ever on the other side. I mean, they don't need anything from us at all. They just want to be around us and give to us and supportive, and they think we're the most awesome thing, and they're always giving us unconditional love and cheering us on. I mean, wow. All right, and now we're going to move into the final month here, and what this represents is the culmination of where you have come through and are kind of ending up as you go into your next adventure. And I'm like, yes, it's adventure after adventure after adventure here. Just one big adventure full of a bunch of tiny adventures. And even when this adventure, we call this life, goes to its completion, when we have our dramatic death scene, we still continue on to other adventures. So the adventure never ends. So for this final card, we're going to pick a card here from the Secret Language of Light to get to your final message. All right, Creator, what's the final message for Sagittarians for those that chose number 1? And you got color. And that's number 40. And yeah, I know that's the English, like the English England on the other side, spelling of that. That's different from how we normally spell it. But that's okay. We allow different ways of communicating things and defining things, right? But yeah, I love this because it's like you're going from a black and white world to a world full of color. So all these swords that were trying to define things so distinctly, and you have to walk this fine line. This is allowing you to color outside the lines and to color it any way you want. Yes, that lady can have, you know, green hair in that picture. It doesn't have to be the standard brown or blonde or whatever. So this says vibrational impulses and light waves. Your perception of life is becoming more colorful. You are opening to different colors and experiences. Color breaks up old black and white thinking and opens your heart to the beauty of life and love. The colors of the rainbow are variations of white light, reflecting the diverse experiences of life, and they are all valid. Each color of the spectrum has its own energetic vibration that stimulates certain responses in healing. Different colors mirror your current physical, emotional, and spiritual state. Your soul uses this mirror to communicate your need to heal or to embrace balance. Get to know what colors you're attracted to and the ones that repel you. You are love. And you are loved, no matter how colorful your or another's life is. So you are love, and you are loved, no matter how colorful your life is or someone else's life is. And these do come with inspired reflections and actions. There's 3 of them, and I'll read them. Whatever resonates with you, you can, peruse during your 6-month adventure here. Number 1 says to activate different color qualities in your life, imagine breathing a color for at least 1 minute. Red for action, orange for creation, yellow for confidence, green for healing, blue for self-expression, purple for intuition, pink for love, white for hope, and black for regeneration. And number 2, celebrate your diversity, your uniqueness, and your beauty. Encourage others to do the same. And number 3, enhance your energy of filtered or boiled water with color. Close your eyes and for at least 30 seconds, send waves of color to the water. Oh, excellent. So, like whatever water you're drinking, just close your eyes and for at least 30 seconds, just send waves of color to the water. They've done that experimenting where they have spoken to water, like harsh things, fearful things, and also to another the same water, just, they poured the same water in different glasses. In one glass they did that. Another glass they did the love and joy and brightness, and they crystallized it. These turned out beautiful, and these turned out dark and jagged, and so it's like whatever you speak is what comes. Whatever intentions you put out is what transforms that receiving entity. And it's amazing because our human bodies are made a large portion of water. So it's like your self-talk influences your body, right? This also comes with journal work. If you so feel inclined, it says, wear a different color every day for 5 days and record how each color makes you feel. Use this information to create harmony in your life. Beautiful. Well, what an adventure you're going to have over these 6 months, Sagittarians. And just know as you go throughout each moment and every second of every day that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. Have an amazing 6-month adventure. We'll talk to you soon. You take care. All right, my Sagittarians, if you chose reading number 2, which is the blue hot air balloon, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And what this is going to represent is your first month of your 6-month journey. And we're just going to see what the Creator wants you to know about the energies and the experiences that you're bringing in and what you do with that during that first month there. So let's give this a good shuffle here. All right, Creator, what do you want our Sagittarians to know about their first month, please? Okay. Right off the bat. Ooh, Spirit of Place. That's number 4. I love the artwork on these cards here. Let's take a look and see what this means for you. So it's authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than longing for it. So once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. So yeah, definitely getting, I love that, the spirit of the place, the essence of what's going on, instead of getting caught up in so much of the details of the supposed to, what that's supposed to mean, and that's where I'm supposed to get that. It's really get to the heart of the matter, because it's about getting to the roots for this. So all of these experiences, all these questions that you have coming into this month, it's about getting to the root, get below the surface, get authentic, not the surface stuff. It's time for the deep dive for you. We're going to get more clarity on that too here by pulling some cards from the Light Seers deck, and we'll see what else the Creator wants you to know about your first month. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Sagittarians to know about their first month, please? Okay, I feel like those two, and those two. All right, what else? Okay, anything else? And we're going to do one last pass here. Okay, that one. All right, so you've got your, King of Wands. So a lot of fire coming in, a lot of, for me, this is, for some reason, representing your root chakra. There's a lot of fire going on. You're getting to the root of all this drive that you have, because you have this, it's just like you're so, like you literally feel like there's this drum beating within you, and it's been pushing you and driving you towards situations and events and recurring cycles and different things happening, and there's some anger. It's like getting to the source of your anger, and it's like, why does this make me so angry? Why do I react so much? So this Knight of Wands is, it is about all this action you put behind the spirit, the fire that you have inside your belly, and you're like, you have this, belief in your mind of, it gets me into trouble so much. And, trouble is, of course, totally what we define it as, but it brings you what you need. It always brings you the mirrors that you need to reflect back to yourself, to understand yourself. And you came here to experience this fire. So there's nothing wrong with what's going through, but you are obviously to this point where you're ready to look at something, because it's almost like you're bored with it. You're tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're just like, you know what? I'm just tired of the drama. How can I step out of that drama? And that's what you're going to be looking into during this month. Yeah, here you go. Because you got all these, the swords are the thoughts, the beliefs, and you have these prickly four, you got these four thoughts that are prickly, that poke you. It's like, consider these like your triggers. And so this is showing you that you're able to rest. You're able to rest your mind. And how does that happen? Is this heart here is what's wrapped. The heartstring is wrapped around each and every one of those. And that's how you find that peace. That's how you step out of the drama, because you really understand. And with a Four of Swords, and this is the number 4, there's this, synchronicity of how you get to your roots is you get to the source of how you feel loved, right? A lot of our triggers are because of fear. We feel like something someone says or something someone does, we've put a story behind those that it has something to do with our lovability, our worth. And so when those things happen, we trigger to defend our worth because we don't want to feel worthless, worthless, and we want to feel lovable. And so we attack and defend that. And so for this, really, it's a big emphasis on anger and reacting. We have a choice of fight or flight. Sometimes we flee, but I feel for you, if you chose this reading, you are more likely to fight than to flee. So that is what zero in on, is getting to the root of your lovability. You've been defining yourself by those external things, and those always disappoint. They will always trigger until we find a new source to define ourselves by, something more stable. These are temporary and unstable things out here. If you define yourself by people's opinions change like the weather, multiple seasons in a single day, right? You never know where you stand with people, because they could be in a bad mood one day and you're horrible. They be in a loving mood the next and they love you to death, right? So it's constantly changing, and people pass away. So even if it's someone that, a lot of times we have a grandparent that is like, oh my God, they were like the representation of unconditional love for me, and then they died. It's like, yep. And when we define ourselves by external things, it's unstable, it's temporary. And we also define ourselves by situations, jobs, social positions, whatever, or by things that we're supposed to own. I have a home now, I'm more lovable. I have this type of vehicle, I'm more likable and lovable. I have this much money, I have this much security, I have all this stuff. But like anything else, things break down, deteriorate, or are stolen or burned down. So all that's unstable, and all of that is temporary. So we learn and we turn inward to where we find unconditional love. No conditions, nothing that can happen where it's taken away from us. It comes from the creator of all things, who's eternal, so it's not temporary. It's unconditional, nothing we can do to gain more of it, nothing we can do to lose it. So it's stable and it's long lasting. And so we turn, and this heart in this picture is turning to that inward heart where we find that. And that's what solves our fears, our struggles, because when we fear losing love, and you see that you can lose love in this conditional world, then our body reacts. But if we find this stable inner love, then that's what we turn to instead, and we don't flip out, because these actions out here mean nothing about us. We have everything we need inside. Yeah. Here we go. We have all the love inside, and the lovers here, some people read it as, oh, you're going to have a romantic relationship coming in, but for me, it's really about the divine mother and father, the source of our unconditional love. This is what real love is. And so that just basically reiterates that. I just was speaking before I turned over the card. And you have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is, this night compared to this night is about peace and slow movement. It's the only night out of the 4 nights in a tarot deck that is about slow movement or no movement. But this is just, he's not on his horse even. He's just walking barefoot, enjoying the process, taking his time, meandering. Things are taking time to grow like it does. You trust the unfolding of things, that nature is unfolding exactly as it's supposed to. Seeds are planted, seeds are watered and receive sunlight and grow. They grow big enough, they bear fruit. The fruit is done. Depending on the type of plant, that other piece dies, becomes fertilizer for new seeds to grow in the process. So it's just trusting the process of life, knowing everything is unfolding exactly perfectly. And then you have the King of Wands. So you moved from this Knight of Wands up into the King of Wands, which just is mastering your spiritual energy, mastering your energy, mastering your your fire. So no longer are you this, see the calm lion, he's not attacking, he's not destroying, because you've learned to have peace within. And so you know how to wield your energy, you know how to wield that fire that you have inside. So you, whatever you focus on grows. And so instead of focusing on the anger and all that stuff that is happening to you from a human ego standpoint, realizing everything's happening for you from this place of unconditional love. And yes, you're going to go back and forth. There's an ebb and flow. It's almost like we get bored sometimes of perfect peace and love and harmony. We're like, I need some drama. I'm going to stick my fingers out there and just have some little drama. Okay, I can come back into the eye of the storm anytime I want. But if I see something bright and shiny that draws me to the edge of the storm and I grab it and whoosh, I get sucked out and flips around in the storm for a while, I can always remember to come back to the center anytime I want. And that's a new way of looking at, your space in your life. You no longer feel like you have no other options. And so with options, sometimes you do choose options to go back to old habits or to old relationships or to old situations. And they're great reminders, It's like, I haven't drank alcohol in a very long time because at some time in my life it changed to where if I even have just one drink of something, I feel tired for days. And so it's not worth it for me. But every once in a while, I'll remind myself and have a drink. And then I'm like, oh, that's right. That's why I don't drink this anymore. That's kind of the feel. Story time with Bretta Zen. All right, next, we're going to move into the next 2 months. For that, we're going to pull a card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. Let's see what the Creator wants you to know about what progresses into the next 2 months. Okay. You've done nothing wrong. And I'll let you see that, and I'll read that in a sec. It's a beautiful picture here, number 68. It says, whatever has taken place was out of your control and out of your hands. This card asks you to let go of any feelings of guilt or personal blame. This was not your fault. You've done nothing wrong. And I love the viewpoint of that, because one of the things, and this is in how we judge others too, we judge ourselves harshly, we judge other people harshly. But I love how, I think it was Byron Katie that says, when you have certain thoughts and certain beliefs, you have no other choice than to act based on those thoughts and beliefs. And if you had like that person's thoughts and beliefs, you'd be acting that way. If they had your thoughts and beliefs, they'd be acting your way. And there's a wonderful, I guess, relief that comes from that. And that, you know what? I don't have to police everyone. I don't have to police myself. If I don't like the way that I'm acting, then I can revisit my thoughts and beliefs, because when my thoughts and beliefs change, then my actions change. And I can't make anyone else change their actions. They have to change their beliefs or, their heart in order for their actions to change. And we can try to suppress people to change their outside behaviors, but that doesn't last very long, because if it's not coming from their heart, it's not a permanent change. It's just a temporary pacification for you to get out of their face, and then they'll go do what they want anyway eventually. That's how we work, right? But so I love this. You didn't do anything wrong. You just did exactly as you did because of what you believed. If you don't like the outcome of all that and you prefer something different, then you can make that inner change. And so I love that about this awareness that you come into here. So these swords and this anger that you're dealing with is like, you acted out of it because of the pain and the beliefs you had about yourself at the time, and the stories that you were applying to other people's actions. And so that's why the defensiveness and the fear ignited and the fight ignited. So Creator, what else do you want our Sagittarians to know about these next 2 months here. Yeah, and you are fire energy too. Sagittarians are just full of fire. So you just have a natural heat. I don't know if you ever watched The Birdcage. You have your natural Guatemalaness, your natural heat that you have, this fire inside that you're just passionate about whatever's going on in your life at the moment. And that can take you to, like I said, that, not these, the passive, the aggressive side, or it can be an expression of love, passionate side. Yeah. Yep, and you got wands and wands, speaking of fire again. So, you have this new approach to fire, so new type of energy that rises up from within you as you change, like we talked about, your heart and the mind and how things go. You get the 3 of Wands, which is about, embarking in a new direction. You've made progress. Like this card, the 2 of Wands is about planning point A to point B to point C, point D, and you got to point B, and now you're ready to head into point C, which is the C out there. You're ready to, head off into new waters, new emotions, new places. So this is very much during these 2 months, your awareness is transforming your life and your the energy that you're having within you. And it's no surprise the High Priestess appears here for you, because this is getting into your unconscious and your subconscious, all that programming that is running behind the scenes. So it's like a computer, and the program is minimized, and you're like, why is all this stuff appearing on my screen? And it's because the program is minimized, still running in the background. And so it's getting into the background, getting into all the systems that are running in the background for you to know and understand what is the source of things. And in changing those things in your heart, that's what changes your outward actions and, reroutes those. Yeah, and here's the 2 Wands I was talking about. So, this is about making new plans now. So you got from point A to point B, and you had all these other plans based on this fire that you had within you. Even if it was plans for revenge or plans on how you're going to alter your life because you're just so angry about something. But as things change within you, your outward world changes, because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So as we change, suddenly before our eyes, the entire world changes and your plans change about what you wanted to do, because you're seeing things from a completely different place. Oh my God, you got so many wands. Yeah, 10 of Wands, all that energy you've been carrying around. And I really feel for this is the energy that you've picked up from others. You just get ignited easily. And it could be that you have a lot of water in your chart too, especially with this High Priestess popping up. You might just have, taken on a lot of others' emotional energy. And so finding ways to clear that, whether it's having some sort of little ceremony where you take a bowl or you have a fire pit and just writing down things that are on your heart and on your mind, and just allowing them to be ignited into those flames, that fire, letting that go. Especially if it's where you carry some guilt, in your life, where you feel like you've done something wrong. You can, for someone who's passed and is no longer here, you can do that. They're there, they're still listening to you, even though they're on the other side now. You can talk to them, you can write it out and do that little fire ritual. And if you feel, so strongly about it, you can try to reach out to people and just to make things right with them, apologize, let them know that it was about what was going on inside of you, and just it help them on their journey. And it helps you release yourself from your guilt if you feel you need to. There's no obligation for that, because all that's happening inside you, some people may not even go, what are you talking about? What do you mean? They don't even remember what happened, but it meant so much to you. But it was just a flying thing in their life. They didn't even remember it. So definitely follow your heart, and with that. Yep, you have the Knight of Swords. So action, on your thoughts and your new beliefs. So taking action on those new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things. So definitely, if it comes to your mind, again, I feel like that for reconciliation purposes and feeling that release. And some people won't forgive you, but as long as you do your part and extending your energy to reconcile what you felt, how you might have, actions might have caused them to choose to be hurt or whatever. If you created a situation where it was easy for them to feel bad about themselves, whatever you want to do, whatever's on your heart, let those thoughts come, and if it comes across, take action on it. Yep, here's the goblet of unconditional love. This is, your spirit is bringing it to you and allowing yourself to fill up. And then when you fill up, other people get to have the overflow. And so really, it's time to focus in on your inner love and filling up and letting that flow out. This is the love energy that the King of Wands wields, because it's no longer this fear-based energy. It is this beautiful, just confident, full, whole, unconditional love. So, definitely I feel this is the month where it all unfolds. And a good reminder is that, and with this Wheel of Fortune, this is like things change, your life has changed. In fact, everything changes, it's temporary. The Wheel of Fortune is always turning, it's always turning. And there's a couple messages that come with this. The first one is that everything is designed in your life, and that you wanted to experience, whatever comes across your path was chosen by you before you came down here. Big events, our birth and our dramatic pause, our playful death scene, are planned, and all these events that we have in between are planned. And before we come down, we get, buy-in from the Creator and all of our support team, and they have these things unfold. We still have our free will on, are we going to act out of it with anger and extreme fear, or extreme unconditional love, or anywhere in between? And we get to determine what that is. And so this wheel is always turning, taking us through our path. It doesn't just sit and get dragged along, it's always moving. And with that, you can look at it like, you can just stand still, and as the wheel turns, you go, and have to hold on for your dear life as you come back around. Or, as life changes, you kind of just walk in step with it. And then you don't feel, that's a much more peaceful experience than holding on for dear life for, 3/4 of it as you go around it and back up to the top. So it really is a, message of that everything unfolds perfectly and per our request as it unfolds. And the other message with the Wheel of Fortune, is that everything is temporary. Things are always changing, and like I said, this is how you walk with it instead of work against it and be dragged through it, right? And so that's our choice. We wanted to experience what it might feel like to be dragged and experience fear. By golly, we came here to do that. So we do that. There's nothing wrong with, like it says, you've done nothing wrong. There are no wrong situations. We like to put a wrong story around things, and that's okay. That's part of our process here, right? Is to experience what it might be like if I was wrong. And it's like, yeah. So this is, and this awareness comes that there is no, right and wrong. There just is, but we get to determine what story we put around everything. Right, next we're going to move into these next 2 months. And let's see what the Creator has. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Energy Oracle. All right, Creator, what else would you like our Sagittarians to know about the next 2 months, please? Okay. All right. You get 2, and it's amazing. You got Door to Spirit Spirit of place, and you got door to personal healing and happiness. So doors are opening for you. Number 32 and number 34. And let's read from both of those here for you. And so door to spirit, spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. So the door opens onto the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. The orbs of light are guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, leading you to a deeper understanding of your eternal identity, the source of all true value and power. This door opens onto truly unlimited potential, for the changes that happen here reach deep into the core of your being. As such, this card often heralds your increasing powers in the spiritual arts and a deepening connection with the spirit world. Don't be surprised if you would find yourself becoming more intuitive, more aware of spirit's presence, or more powerful in your own healing practices. Now is the time to open up to the unexpected guidance and inspiration of spirit and to the magic and power of your true identity. Excellent. So just exactly what we were talking about with this Ace of Cups, and you got the High Priestess here, this new energies. So perfect. And this one is new beginnings in your personal life. So this card is a harbinger of positive change. The beautiful light-filled door opens onto a lush, rainbow-lit spring filled with vibrant lotus flowers. Whether you're working on some inner healing, such as breaking an addiction, or looking to make some external changes, such as finding a new place to live, this card signals that your life is opening up and new opportunities are about to appear. The changes you've been working on are ready to blossom with wonderful results, so make sure you see your personal intentions through with continued action and optimistic expectations. So yeah, definitely doors are opening, things are changing, new beginnings. Yeah, this whole thing is transforming into something else so beautiful. We're also going to pull some additional cards here from the Everyday Tarot. And it's interesting enough that I'm watching the battery on my camera drain faster than normal, which is kind of, representation of this, of the energy that's changing, this draining energy and getting recharged. So what I'm going to do, because this is going to stop in the middle, is I'm going to stop before I finish shuffling these and change to different batteries. So I'll be right back. All right, thank you. I am back. So we will do that here. Shuffle these up and see what else the Creator wants you to know at this time here. All right, Creator, what would you like our Sagittarians to know about these next 2 months, please? Okay. What else? Okay, and last pass. All right. So that was it for those. We got the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is very related to this High Priestess. So definitely, it talked about this opening of your spiritualness, your ability to swim in the deep waters of the unconscious, the unknown. You're connecting to the spirit realm, your intuition, your spiritual gifts, very emotional movement within your life, within your spiritual life. So definitely reverberating some of what was mentioned in these cards here. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles, so a lot of feminine and divine energy, which the feminine energy in itself is very emotionally attached, because that's where spirit comes through anyways, through the heart and feeling the emotions. But this is the nurturer, and making sure to take care of yourself, take care of your needs, and it's about gratitude for things that are. You have the rabbit here, of course, which is all about multiplying things. And so whatever you're focusing on is what grows within your life, wherever you're sending your intentions. So definitely wonderful queen action going on here. And Eight of Swords, this is a brilliant thing because the swords are your thoughts, beliefs, your mentality, your mindsets. And you realize with this Eight of Swords that all this restriction that you've been feeling was by you. You're the one that's bound yourself, that blinded yourself with all this, knowledge, or these expectations, all these supposed to, shoulds, and everything else in your life. So it's been to this point of, that you get to discover that you're the one that was rejecting you, but you also realize that you're the one that gets to set yourself free. You're the one that gets to choose what you let go of here. All these things, all these triggers that have been doing things. Yeah, because here's the Nine of Swords. So all the things that are keeping you up at night, all the things nightmares, insomnia, keep your mind going. These are the things that you get to let go of, because usually Eight of Swords, you're feeling bound. Nine of Swords, it's almost to the point of exhaustion. Then the 10 of Swords is like the point of ultimate exhaustion. And you get to this point in your life where you're ready to let go. And that's really where you're at with here. That's why you're ready to make these changes here, because you've had enough of feeling the way you have and having those triggers. And so you're ready to do that. And so this whole experience here in these 2 months is really about these doors opening. One, opening the doors to things that were closed before. So remembering, those things that triggered you. But it's really about the resolution of this during these 2 months. You feel you have abundance. You're grateful for what you have, what you experienced, and you love this connection that you have to the spirit world and to your emotions, to your true emotions that are underneath the surface. So a wonderful, wonderful, deep, type of adventure here. And lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the Secret Language of Light, just to find out the final message that the Creator has for you. And it's really where you end up at the culmination of the end of this journey as you go on and get ready for your next adventure, because it's always adventure after adventure after adventure. Right. All right, Creator, what's your final message for our Sagittarians, for those that chose reading number 2, please? Okay. Wellness, number 24. So, yep, your overall wellness is the theme. And we'll read from the book here. So it says, tune in to your body. You're entering a time when your body will become stronger. If you've been or are sick, you are on your way to feeling better. Begin to focus on a sense of well-being. If you are healthy, you'll be inspired to strengthen your body through yoga or another form of exercise. Your body is enlightened and knows how to heal itself. Every feeling, be it pain, butterflies, excitement, or love, is a message from one part of the self to another. Tune in to your body through meditation and ask what you can do to improve your well-being. Behind the human in this image is the flower of life, a symbol that represents the process of creation. It is made up of overlapping circles that are a repeating expression of the first circle. It is a geometric metaphor reminding us that the nature of life is continual expansion. So your body takes you everywhere you go, so acknowledge, thank, and love it. There's also some inspired reflections and actions. There's 3 of them. I'll read them. And actually, there's 4 of them for this one. And whatever resonates with you, you can do throughout this 6 months. Number 1 is get to know your body by asking it questions. Pay attention to what it is sensing and how it communicates this to you. Number 2, if you have any pain or discomfort in your body, send it light. When you're in the shower, imagine the water is healing light, washing all forms of pain away. Number 3, research chakras and the flower of life. And number 4, learn a new way to move your body. For example, Tai Chi, martial art, yoga, or dance. And this also comes with journal work. So if you feel so inclined, it says draw or write about 3 or more things you love about your body. So definitely a transformation, going on here, and it's all about expansion. I'm so proud of you for wanting to get to the root of these things and wanting to, look at what you can expand and change about your life. And it definitely will open new doors for you. So, just know as you go through this next 6-month adventure that every second of every day of it, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. You have a great adventure the next 6 months. We'll talk to you soon. You take care. All right, my Sagittarians, if you chose reading number 3, which is the red hot air balloon, then this is the reading for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. That's going to represent what you're going to experience during this first month of your 6-month adventure. So it's what the Creator wants you to know about the energy that you're bringing in, the experiences you're bringing in, and what you kind of do with all that energy in your first month. So let's go ahead and give these a good shuffle, and we will see what the Creator wants you to know. All right, Creator, what do you want our Sagittarians to know about their first month, please? Okay, that one is making itself known here. You got the compass, which is number 50 here. So really, yeah, you're during this month, you are finding your direction, and that could be a new direction, or you might have been feeling like you're going in circles and lost, and how do I get out of this? And you're going to get that type of direction as well. And I feel like there's this underlying message too in finding out what is your true north. What is your purpose? What is your passion? And, you make that your goal. It's like, what do I want to accomplish in this life? Who do I want to be in this life? And it doesn't necessarily need to be like positions and things like that. It's who in your heart do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to have lived, when you're in your final moments of the life, looking back, going, what do I wish I would have done more of, right? And so it's about obtaining what is this that I want, and then making your life match that through, the decisions that you make. And so when that becomes your true north, your direction that influences your decisions, then anything that comes up, you're like, does this fit into my, my compass for the north? Nope. Then that makes it an easier decision to make, and makes all decisions a little easier, because is it taking you a step toward where you want to go? Then, okay. Is it doing nothing or taking away from you going in that direction? Then maybe the answer is no. Then I don't want to do that, right? Let's see what else the book says about the compass here. It says, as long as you orient your compass to true north, the direction of your higher power, you will never be lost. So connecting to your higher power, letting that be your true north. It says you're entering uncharted territories right now and can expect wonderful new experiences. To stay on the highest path of your destiny, you'll need to keep your compass pointed to true north. Only spirit or a higher power can serve this function. Money, property, prestige, romance, and other material achievements can't help you find your true path. They are simply things you may experience along the journey. Know that spirit is working in your life, so even if you feel lost temporarily, it will be easy to find your way. Have faith and trust for your compass, with spirit as true north, and that will ensure that you'll never be lost, even on a starless night when all seems dark. Beautiful. Yeah, so definitely it's telling you your true north is connecting to the other side, connecting to your higher self. Not necessarily, you talked about all these experiences that you'll experience as the human character, but it's about becoming aware that there is something more to you than that. This is just a character you play for this drama and for the experiences, but you are really this actor behind this character, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And so you can become aware that there's actually kind of two sides of you that are acting out this experience here on the planet, this kind of veiled, almost our human animal fight or flight experiencer upon the physical plane, and that's just a small teeny piece of the massive unlimited being that we really are, right? So you get to experience that, and then what that opens up your world into is once you connect to your higher self, that your higher self is a part of this huge group of beings of unconditional love and light. You've got our creator, of course, you've got spirit, the Holy Spirit, whatever your faith is. You've got guardian angels and angels, spirit guides, our loved ones who are here on the planet with us, who have returned home already, our ancestors. There's just an endless group that we can attach to. And when that becomes our true north, then we can never be lost, right? We only get lost when we're down in here in the maze. But when you look from a higher viewpoint, you're like, oh, I see. Take a left, take a right, take a left, take a right, 2 rights, a left, another right, go forward, and that gets you out of the maze. And that when you have that clarity and that ability to connect and look at things from a higher viewpoint, then that just becomes an adventure instead of a scary story, right? Sorry if you're hearing the garbage truck. It's garbage truck day, so they, of course, make a little bit of noise. It's what they do. All right, we're going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers Tarot and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this first month. Okay, and that one, right? Any others? Nope, that is it. And this makes total sense here. You've got the 3 of Swords, which this represents that scary journey that we were talking about, right? I'm stuck in the maze, and we're taught that our heart can be broken, and we experience all this disappointment because for our journey, we're told that all these external things out there are supposed to make us feel whole and complete, not, make us feel like we're lost. But what it brings to us, is disappointment, because when we define ourselves by like people, our relationships with people, well, people's opinions change, people change, people pass away. So that's unstable. If we're about positions and jobs and places in society or whatever it might be, any kind of situational type things. Situations never stay the same forever either, so they disappoint us. And then things, if we define ourselves by what we possess, well, things, of course, physical things deteriorate, they break, they burn down, or they're stolen. So all those things are what bring us the disappointment because of these expectations. And then fear sets in, which is what heartbreak really is the fear that we won't be loved again, or the fear that we will lose love, that we'll be ostracized outside of our tribe, and we'll die alone in the wilderness, alone without, starving to death because no one wanted to help us. That's the extreme drama that our human ego takes us to try to keep us pursuing these things. It's like, if you don't do this, that's what's going to happen to you. But when, we're talking about how you connect to this higher self of yours, you realize that within you have everything you need. That is the unconditional, eternal love from the Creator of all things. And that's endless, that is stable, and that becomes, remedy for this fear that we have. Like I said, when you get lost in this maze down here and we feel like things are never going to end, and it's so difficult to get past a level. And I don't know why this popped into my head, but it's like in Mario, Super Mario and all these kind of games, there's always these hard levels that are so hard to get by until you learn what they used to call the cheat. It's like, well, what you do is you go back here and you fly above, and you go above that level. You don't have to face all these unbeatable bosses and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, and that's what we get. We get new information when we connect to the higher realms. We understand more about how things work. And it's like, yeah, you don't need to defeat that mountain. There's this path, you just go around over here. You're like, oh, okay, that's easy. I'll just take that path around there. And oh, there's beautiful flowers, and there's a nice stream, and there's even a little food station, and blah, 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 so that is, all this feeling and emotional that comes from that. Yep, and you got the Six of Cups here too. And so this message for this reading, this is telling you that, but this is what you came here to experience too. So all these emotions that you face going through this maze are, there's not right or wrong, they're just experiences. Our whole purpose here is to come here, cups are emotions, is to experience each of these cups of emotions throughout our life. There's not a bad emotion, there's not a good emotion. They're all good because we come down here to experience all these emotions that we're not used to feeling on the other side. Because the other side, there's just unconditional love. There's just peace. There's just joy. There's just laughter. We don't even know that there's joy. It's like you don't even know that there's air that you breathe until you're underwater and you realize, oh, there's oxygen and air above the water. That's where, I suddenly understand air so much more deeply. And that's the same thing. We come here down to this world of conditions, conditional love, all those emotions of fear, anger, sadness, resentment, there's so many delicious, betrayal, all these wonderful emotions we experience. And by experiencing them here, we understand more of the opposite that we experience on the other side. There was this book I was reading, it had to do with some channeling from these beautiful beings of light called Quo and I think Aaron, and then they were mentioning that, on the other side, we don't even realize what love is because we experience it all the time. And we come down here and we experience what it might feel like to not be loved. And so in understanding what unlovable is, we understand what love is on the other side. And we're like, oh, it was there all along. And it just helps us understand ourselves. So all of that to say that our journey here and the emotions we feel are not bad, and they're not against us, and they're not happening to us. They're happening for us by design. We chose the paths that we wanted to experience before we came down here. Our birth, our death date, and our death scene for this character that we're playing, and all these events that happen in our lives. We chose that these would come in, so we had an opportunity to experience extreme fear all the way to extreme unconditional love in the moment, and we get to choose what we feel in every single moment. That's the power of free will of this human character as we're going through it. Okay. Yep, Seven of Wands. So this is, you have this amazing love energy that you can surround yourself with. And when you're in that place of unconditional love, you just have this bubble around you of peace. It's like being in the eye of a storm while the storm rages around you. And there'll be opportunities, things will poke, like, this one's poking at the bubble, trying to pop it. And there will be, things that will come that will attempt to, multiple things that will attempt to draw us back into the storm. It's like seeing a bright and shiny thing at the edge of the eye of the storm, and you're like, what's that? And you get sucked out and get to flip, do backflips around and experience the storm again for a bit until you're ready to come back and experience that unconditional love and peace and joy and laughter in the middle of the storm. So just know that that power comes from within. You can even see, right here, it's a boom. It's that spiritual, unconditional love heart center that is just pouring out that unconditional love around her. And then you got the Six of Pentacles here. This is all about giving and receiving. I call it the codependency card too, because there's a message of understanding that a healthy, beautiful relationship of unconditional love giving is this. Both are giving and receiving, and you see the cycle that it has here. And it's all about that ebb and flow and movement. But a codependent relationship happens because you have an enabler, someone who has a belief, and I have to confess, I'm a recovering enabler, so I'm not judging. I can definitely relate to this. You have this place of that you have to give in order to be lovable and acceptable. I need to be needed so that I define myself by what I can give to others and how people need me. And so you might start out this way, and then suddenly it goes, and it comes into this relationship where it's parent and child. I am what gives to you, you take from me. They try to give, and you're like, nope, I'm the giver, you're the receiver. Because then, I become your life, and you can't live without me because I'm your life. And we continue to give and give and give and give without receiving, and eventually we wear out, right? We become exhausted, and then we become resentful that they want to take and take and take and take and take from us. And then this poor person down here, I realize it afterwards, I'm like, this individual, how must that feel? Like, I can't give, so I just feel like I'm nothing, because you are saying, no, I'm the one that gives to you. I don't need you. You need me. So this person ends up going outside of this interaction to be able to give and feel like they're something, right? Whether that's an affair or another relationship, or pouring themselves into their work where they feel, at least some validation and recognition at work, or a sport, something outside where they'll spend more time outside of this interaction to feel like they are something, like they're needed, like they're worth something. And so this is something that helps with this month here, is recognizing this paradigm as well, and that you connect within yourself to that higher self, and then you feel complete, and you feel this safety. You don't feel the need to be needed. You don't feel like you have to give. You fill up with all that love inside, and that pours out of you, and everyone gets what the overfill is, the flow that comes out after you're filled up. And so it's a different paradigm for you. You give without expectation. Whether people need you or not has enough. That's just extra. That's just experience. That's not your core source of nutrition. You have everything you need from within because of this. I love that. All right, next we're going to move into the next 2 months. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. All right, Creator, what do you want our Sagittarians to know about the next 2 months, please? Okay, I feel like that is the one. Any others? Nope. You got authenticity, number 2, and I'll let you read that, or see that, and I'll read it to you. But see that picture there, that is you connecting to the higher you, the true authentic you. So hold your head up high, walk tall, and be your authentic self. This card asks you to shed the masks that you believed you were required to wear. Walk to the beat of your own drum and do not be afraid to shine. In doing so, you give others permission to do the same. So yeah, definitely, especially with this codependent kind of message here, it really is about being your authentic self. You allow them to be them, you be you, and you just allow each other to give. You don't hold everyone to this, expectations of these high things that they need to be, who they need to be, because you no longer hold yourself to this level of all this stuff I need to be in order to be lovable. You just, when you connect to your higher self and you're in that place, you don't have expectations. You just allow yourself to experience the moment, let that love fill you up and flow out of you, and you have no drive to become something more, because you realize you can't become anything more. You're already this amazing, perfect, powerful, supernatural being, and you're just walking and experiencing this earth. And that joins into this beautiful, instead of feeling you have to destroy your ego and become something different, you embrace the ego. And I like the Strength card in the tarot, because it has this lion on here, which kind of represents our human side of us, our human nature, our fight or flight, that hunger of needing to be loved. And it's taught to hunt out here for the love, and it eats something, and it's hungry moments later. It's thirsty, it drinks, it's thirsty moments later. And in the card, there's this beautiful lady that is calming this lion, not by a whip and chair and beating it into submission, but by loving it, which is what it's seeking for. So she gives the love that the lion in that scenario was searching for. And so that's what this becomes. You become this authentic self of yours, and you just have this wonderful balance between the two. And then you're able to walk as a human with that spiritual awareness there. Now, it's never going to be perfect, right? We come here to experience, like we talked about in the Six of Cups. We came here to experience the opposites. So we will, in this, where it's this ebb and flow, this cycle, the infinity symbol is like, yep, we're always on this adventure of experiencing, understanding ourselves. So there will be times where we will get drawn out into the storm because something new, bright and shiny draws us out there. But the time we spend out in the storm becomes smaller. We stop resisting feeling those emotions, and we experience them. We come back to the center and experience the emotions. Feeling loved still, because we're connected to that. Right, we're going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot, and we will just find out what else the Creator wants you to know about these next 2 months. All right, Creator, what else would you like them to know, please? Okay, I feel like this one and this one on the bottom. Okay, what else, please? Okay, and any others? Okay, these are going to be it here. So we start off with the Page of Cups. And so cups, of course, are emotions again, and the page is about messages of love coming to you, information of love coming to you, because a page, is someone that proclaimed things. So emotional love is going to be proclaimed in your life. So you're going to be able to feel new emotion. And that makes total sense as you become more aware of that higher love. Then it flows more and you become more intimate with it. Also a page represents a child in a way, in the tarot. And so this is about returning to that childlike love that you have before it gets influenced by all the conditions of the external world, right? Society tells you what being lovable means, and these are the things that you have to do. The whole bad boy, good boy, bad girl, good girl. Through praise and punishment, we learn and are conditioned about how we're supposed to act, who we're supposed to be. All these all these bars for this cage start forming that trap us in. But when you go back to the child that was just free of all that, that's that feeling that you get as you connect with your authentic self here. Yeah, and then you've got Knight of Cups. And this is about putting love into action. So putting your emotional love into action. And this would be through your throat chakra energy, which represents your self-talk. So how you're talking to yourself. You're talking to yourself more lovingly. You're also sharing love outward through your vocal cords or through your communication, whether that's, really with your voice, talking to others, how you talk to others, social media, huge, how you're communicating, and at the throat, if you raise your arms to the side, your arms are within that throat chakra, expression, action, because we do a lot with our hands, typing, social media, like I said, or the physical things that you do. So you start having unconditional love actions happen in your life. You start expressing the unconditional love within you outward as well during these next 2 months. And then you got the 9 of Cups. Cups. So you definitely, this is like wish fulfillment. You feel whole, complete. You, all of these cups are full of that unconditional love. So you are feeling, whole and complete because, like I mentioned, you don't feel whole and complete when you're trying to fill yourself up with all this stuff that doesn't satisfy you. But when you are connecting to that living waters, to that unconditional love that's within you from the higher realm, you do feel whole and complete for the first time, there. And this totally makes sense too. So the Hierophant represents, where the Emperor before this represents society's rules of trying to say who you should be and how you should act and who you're supposed to be. The Hierophant comes right after, which affects your spiritual life, which, and I'm not dissing organized religions at all. It's just the human side of us trying to organize religion to say, no, this is how you live your spiritual life. Don't go outside this box, right? So it actually ends up limiting your spiritual expression. And so with this card appearing within this is, again, with this authenticity, is that you're starting to question all the spiritual beliefs you heard and go, okay, is that of unconditional love, or is that of fear and of the man that got involved, the human that got involved of trying to organize religion? Because the relationship we have with the Creator in the other realm is unlimited, whereas our human side of us and our ego trying to feel safe will try to organize our relationship with others. It's like, someone telling you, okay, you can talk to your friends, but only between 5 and 6 p.m. And you can only go hang out with them one weekend out of the month. Accept, and they have all these rules about how you interact with someone. That's how that feels. And you're breaking outside of that, it's like, I can talk to, my true friend, the best friend we'll ever have. I can talk to my best friend anytime, anywhere, as long as I want. And there's nothing anyone can do to tell you otherwise. You get to decide what your relationship with the other realm is, with the heavenly realm. You got all these cups. This is amazing. So you got the Queen of Cups. So she's definitely the feminine energy. This is very much like the High Priestess, about being able to connect so deeply to your spiritual side, to be able to deep dive. You can even see the universes in her hair. She's able to connect to that other higher plane so easily, and actually, swim within those spiritual waters. So it's really getting into your unconscious, your subconscious, and about connecting to the other side. So I love how these came out together for you. Beautiful message. It's definitely an invitation for you to reach out. You are worthy, more than worthy, to connect to the Creator of all things. They're already in your life every moment of every day, experiencing life right along with you without judgment, just filling you with unconditional love, enjoying all the experiences that you're having as you're going along. It's like this grandpa, that's taking a child to the park to play, and they don't care what you're doing. They're just loving being with you, watching you experience, hearing you giggle, seeing you fall down and hurting yourself, and comforting you and helping you get back up and, go experience something else, and just supporting you. You're asking, them, well, should I go on the swing? Should I go on the ladder? Should I go on the merry-go-round or the seesaw, whatever? And he's like, the hierophant would be, there's a supposed to. You never go on that. You go on this first. This is how you go through enjoy this playground. Where the grandpa, our creator, is all about, go have fun. Yeah, there's no wrong choice. Go play. You want to go on the swings? I'll help push you. You want to go on the slide? I'll be waiting at the bottom for you. You need a partner on the seesaw? I'll go on the other side. They're there with us every single moment. All right, now we're going to take a look at the next 2 months here. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Energy Oracle cards. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Sagittarians to know about these next 2 months coming up? Okay. Yep. Caring connections, and that's card number 14. And I love this because that's not necessarily physical world, but I really feel that there is a part of that for some of you. This is a general reading, so for a portion of you, because we talked about this codependency, you're really developing new, truly equal caring, equalish caring connections. And some of you, it's a smaller amount of you, that were already in this type of codependency relationship, you're able to change that paradigm from parent-child into partners, and you're able to make that transition. It takes a lot of strength to do that. It takes work, and a lot of people, especially in our human ego, are like, you know what? It's just easier to scrap that and start over. That's at least in the United States, that's our trend these days. So this says friendship, partnership of two, possible love. So this card shows a couple in a tender embrace with the woman holding the blossoms of new love. Like the community card, this reveals a caring connection, but usually between two people only. So this card upright signals the beginning or deepening of a kindred spirit friendship, or even the appearance of new love. It can also signify a formal business partnership. And when this card appears, be on the lookout for new connections presenting themselves. The relationships you already share may become more intimate, purposeful, or present at this time. Notice the opportunities to forge new or deeper bonds. There may be a tender karmic connection at hand. Yeah. And as I mentioned, it can be romantic, it can be friendships, it can be family, it can even be spiritual world. The community card for me really speaks of connecting to our spiritual support group, your guardian angels and spirit guides and loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, these beings on the other side that are so committed, community, committed to supporting you on your journey in this lifetime. So definitely that there. And we're going to pull some more cards here from the Everyday Tarot just to get additional information here for you. Hey, Creator, what else for our Sagittarians for these next 2 months, please? They said, okay, so they said the top 3. I was going to go for more, and they're like, nope. All right, and then these last 2. Okay, so let's do these and these, and we'll do this one first. Yep, 6 of Wands. So this speaks of support, like I mentioned with community. It's recognition of your awesomeness. It's so from the spiritual realm, I feel like I was mentioning about your community. This is just that emphasis on that. There's one card in this this deck here that shows someone on stage. There's a bunch of almost ghostly hands applauding on the outside. And that's the feeling that I get from this, is like all the support that you have, all these hands back here with the wands, is the loving energy coming from the other side, supporting who you are on your path. And for some of you, it can represent being known publicly in the physical realm, that you're going to get recognized, end up being in front of people. And so if that's something that you're wanting, then you can see that start to unfold. If that's not you and that's freaking you out, thinking of getting in front of people, then that would not be you. So don't be scared. You'll never be forced out into the open, as they say. All right, and then we're going to do these 4 next. Yep. And then you have the 7 of Wands again. So you have the 7 of Wands over here with that bubble of protection. And so you are going to be in a position that, you know, people are going to try to burst your bubble, try to get you back out into the chaos. And sometimes, of course, when we're growing and we're changing these codependent relationships, it's like you're this barrel and you have all these pipelines that are piped in below at the very bottom, sucking out your life energy. And when you disconnect those or plug them up so that you can fill up and they can receive the overflow, people riot. You know, they're like, wait a minute, you were giving me this all this time, and like, yes, and you know, it was lovely, but now we're moving on to a different area, a different type of relationship, and they may not like that and they may leave. And here you go, you have the 6 of Swords. So this swords are all about your mindsets, your beliefs, your thoughts, and you're moving, you know, from this direction going into this new way of thinking. So you're letting old thoughts go and creating new ways. So you're letting old beliefs go and creating new ones for you. So, and that definitely makes sense. As you're filling up with this love, you really begin to question your beliefs and actions and your expectations of others as you connect with that unconditional love. Yeah, because here's right after that is 7 of Swords. So you're leaving some thoughts behind, still carrying some during these months, and that's okay. Like I said, as long as you're a human being on this planet, you are going to be experiencing some expectations that you work through. You've had a lifetime of conditions and supposed tos and shoulds and have tos and need tos that have been conditioned into your psyche that you get to question as it happens. And it doesn't take as long to drop swords, to drop thoughts, to drop old beliefs, but you do that to open yourself up to receiving new ones. Yeah. Because here you go. You got the Magician here. This is like your ability to bring the heavens down through you like a lightning bolt down into the earth. You have everything you need on that table. You've got all the 4 suits. So you've got the emotional ability, the mental ability, the physical ability, and the spiritual ability to make things happen in your life. And when you connect to this higher self of yours, you realize just how powerful you are. You are a magician. You are a wizard. You know, your ability to make magic happen on the earthly plane is an amazing thing, because what is that? What is magic but the essence of unconditional love from the Creator? That's what creates miracles. That's what creates magical situations and relationships and everything in your life. And then you got the King of Pentacles. So, yep, definitely the King of Pentacles is about gratitude, thankfulness. Pentacles are all about your external world and your physical body. This is just a card of abundance, feeling of abundance, knowing, not really the feeling of abundance, but the awareness of abundance, and that you have everything you need in your life. And that's what you realize, you know, when you connect tires. I got everything I need right inside of me. Everything on the outside is extra. And then you have the Death card. And don't freak out about the Death card. This is all about death and rebirth, endings and new beginnings, which totally makes sense to everything we're talking about. With all this awareness that you're having, you're really realizing what no longer serves you, what toxic relationships you have that you've learned everything you can from them and you're ready to let them go. And you never will let go of anything that you don't want to let go of and that you're not ready to let go of, because we have fear and we have our emotions, our other emotions. And so when fear outweighs these emotions of who we are and how we feel, we won't make any leap at all. But as these feelings, these ugly feelings of not being ourselves or being in a toxic relationship, get heavier and heavier, it outweighs the fear, and that's when we make a move, because fear is much less than how we're feeling, and we're like, it's not worth it anymore. It's like, I don't know why this popped into my head, but it's like when I've had a lot of friends who, when they were pregnant for the first time, they were like so scared of childbirth, and rightfully so. I totally understand that. Like, oh my God, I know I want to have a baby, but how that birth happens is kind of scary. But as they got closer, where their belly was so full of baby that there wasn't room for anything else, it was hard to breathe, they were feeling overwhelmed, they're like, get this baby out of me. The fear was outweighed by how they were feeling, and so they were ready to birth, something new. So there you go. And then we're going to move into the last month here. And for this, we're just going to pull one card from the Secret Language of Light, which is the culmination of where you end up at this point, and as you move into your new adventure. Because yes, you go from adventure to adventure to adventure to adventure in this grand adventure we call human life. And even when we have our death scene and the character stops, our actor continues on into new adventures, into new, different experiences. So our adventure never ends. All right, let me just give these a shuffle here. Let's see what the final message for this reading is for you. All right, Creator, what's your final message for Sagittarians for reading number 3, please? Okay. And you got the Soul Tree, number 21. The Tree of Life. And look, you can see the wings, the heavenly higher self you really are, and the experiences you have down here upon the earth as well. It's like the caterpillar to the butterfly. You get to experience that entire growth from being a seedling all the way up to being a massive tree. Let's see what the book has to say here too. So trees are filled with wisdom. You're becoming more connected to nature. Trees are great holders of wisdom and knowledge. So next time you're near a tree, try asking it what it would like you to know, and listen with an open heart for an inspired response. The same life force that animates you also flows through trees. We're all in this together. Now imagine that trees are physical manifestations of angels. Their divine essence flows deep into the trees, as angels are far-reaching in their ability to help, care, and create. Trees, like angels, see and feel without judgment, always emitting an eternal stream of love. Allow angelic tree energy to flow through you, sending roots deep into the ground, forming a solid foundation that enables you to reach higher and deeper into the light and soul of you. From this vantage point, you can sculpt your ideas and your dreams to be planted upon the earth for you to enjoy through your physical senses. That's beautiful. That's what we were talking about, right? Your true north guides you into your dreams because you have that higher perspective and that higher view. And I love that imagery that trees are angels, forming into physical realms. So like our physical body is, the representation of how our higher self is expressing itself here. That trees are angels expressing themselves in the physical plane as well, while being able to maintain doing their angelic duties, These also come with inspired reflections and actions, and there's 3 of them. So whichever ones resonate with you, you can look at throughout these 6 months. And the first one is plant a tree so that humans and trees can co-create for generations to come. Number 2, research Kabbalah and the Tree of Life as another way to experience your spiritual self. And number 3 is find a tree in the distance. Close your eyes and ask it to show you its aura. Sense any colors or feelings. And then open your eyes and take note of what you see. And if nothing comes, try again later. These also come with journal work, so if you feel so inclined, it says draw or write about 3 ways trees assist you in creating and living your life. So beautiful. Beautiful message for you for this 6-month adventure. And just know that as you do go through every moment of every day on every adventure, that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. You enjoy this 6-month adventure, and we'll talk to you soon. You take care.